What's going on, everyone? For those who stumbled upon this video, my name's JC. For those who are already subscribed, you know I usually post fitness related things or fitness related posts and videos. This video is not directly associated with fitness. It's a video that I've been meaning to do for 2 months now, exactly 2 months. Just been on my head, and I feel like it's my flesh that's been keeping me from making this video. I have found the most absurd excuses as to why I should hold off another day to make this video. I actually have some notes here on my iPad, just not really written down what I'm gonna say. It's just dates that I know I won't remember. So the reason why I'm making this video is because in July 25th, God told me to make this video pretty much. He put it in my heart, and I felt very motivated to do it. And so I started writing down what I was going to talk about. I was at work when this thought came to my heart, and I let the day go by and kind of started getting unmotivated, and didn't end up recording the video that day. And then the next day, July 26th, I was at work again, and I would always read the Bible as soon as I would get there. So before I read the Bible, I asked him to speak to me and to let me know if this idea was just my idea or if it was him that had put it in my heart. I just wanted confirmation. I didn't want to make this video if it wasn't for the right purpose. And that day I remember I prayed and opened the Bible, and the first thing, I just opened it, I split the pages and opened it, and the first verse I read was Psalms 105:1. Put it right here, and it's gonna, so you guys can read it, but I'll also read it myself. I have my Bible here. It says, "Give thanks to the Lord, call on his name, make known among the nations what he has done. Sing to him, sing praise to him. Tell of all his wonderful acts, glory in his holy name. Let the hearts of those who seek the Lord rejoice. Look to the Lord and his strength. Seek the face always. Remember the wonders he has done, his miracles, and the judgments he pronounced." When I read that, it gave me goosebumps. It gave me goosebumps because, like, I asked him to talk to me, and he did. Like, out of all the pages I could have landed on, out of all the verses I could have read, it was him telling me to tell the world what he had done in my life, pretty much. And so that's what I'm gonna do today in this video. I hope I don't get sidetracked or stutter too much, because I don't want to edit this video. I want it to be just raw, and this is probably gonna be the first ever video I upload on YouTube without editing. So this is gonna be my testimony of what he has done in my life, and hopefully it helps anyone out there. Maybe you want to share your story or tell people what he has done in your life, or maybe you just needed to hear this. Hopefully by me telling you what I've been through, it kind of helps you draw closer to God and to seek a relationship with him. So it all started this year. This has probably been the hardest year of my life, 2019. In 2018, I was going through a breakup. It wasn't like a bad breakup or anything. It's just I was taking it very, very hard and taking it the wrong way. I was doing things very wrong. I was drinking a lot, probably every single day. I was working out in the oil fields in West Texas, and then ended up leaving that job and came over here to Dallas, but I was still going out of town a lot. And I would drink every single day and probably do cocaine every weekend or every week. And I'm sorry, I know I have a lot of friends who have probably never heard this story or know that I've done these things, but I think this is why I'm so scared to actually make this video. Like I'm shaking right now. I was really hooked on cocaine and drinking, and just my whole mindset was, I don't know, I guess just sleep around with women and do drugs. And now that I look back at it, I don't know why I did all those things. Like, it was just like temporary pleasure, I guess, to replace it with the sadness I was feeling from the breakup. Man, I swear I'm not gonna get emotional, but it was a very rough year. I didn't think I would ever be able to get, I'm sorry. I didn't think I was ever gonna be able to get through it. I look back at it now and it you know how it says that, you know, God will bring light to the darkness. And when I think of that year, it's just like, even the memories just seem like a very dark nightmare. And so I quit my job anyways. I quit that labor job, and I decided, you know what, this year in 2019, I'm gonna chase my dreams. I'm gonna, you know, be better. I'm gonna spend more time with my daughter. I would only get to see her once a month, I think, when I was out in West Texas. And that was very hard. She ended up telling me that she hated my job, so that's kind of what motivated me to just quit and come back to Dallas. So in mid-February, I quit my job and decided to pursue personal training. And March 2nd, I know it's weird, Spencer, if you're seeing this, but March 2nd is the day that I met Spencer, a really good friend of mine now. Consider him my brother. Met him March 2nd for the first time. We had communicated through Instagram, and what's crazy is, like, looking back at the dates, how everything lined up. It's very unreal how he does that, how he puts things in place right when they should be. But anyways, met him March 2nd at a deadlift party at a gym. A lot of people showed up. We had a good workout session, and that following weekend, my coworker, he committed suicide. He was a really bad drinker and alcoholic, just like I was. He had gone through a lot that year as well. He had lost his dad, his brother was in jail. And he committed suicide that following weekend after I met Spencer. And it hit me hard. It hit hard because I know that maybe suicidal thoughts weren't in my head at that moment, or in those dark times. But I was doing things that could have, you know, ended my life. I was drinking and driving. I was doing a lot of cocaine where I could have easily overdosed. I was just doing really bad things that I was really, it just really hit his death. But that was the following weekend, March 9th. March 28th, that same month, my mother left to Mexico to try to get her permanent residency here in the United States. She was gonna be, she has to be over there for 2 months. For 2 years, I'm sorry. And that really hit hard too. With my family, we have never been without her. So for her being gone for 2 years, we were all taking it pretty bad. And I don't know, just from my little brother to even my older sister to my dad especially was taking it very rough. so I feel like that month it was just like bad news after bad news, and that was March 28th, Wednesday, when my mom left. No, March 20. That was the Thursday, and that following Sunday. No, I'm sorry. That following Saturday. So 3 days later, my cousin, my 18-year-old cousin, he was 18 or 19. He was 18 or he's 18. Yeah, my 18-year-old cousin passed away in a car accident Saturday night, and it was weird. It was weird because I was very, very sad, but I knew that my family, like my sisters and my brothers, they didn't have my mom. So, and my dad was in Mexico with my mom, getting that situated. So I was very sad, but I felt like I couldn't show any emotion because of them. So I had to be strong for them. It was really hard. It was very hard to not cry, because I wanted to cry and yell and ask him why did he do that. But I feel like whenever you're trying to get closer to God, things will happen to try to push you the other way. If I wouldn't have met Spencer and he wouldn't have, just me seeing his relationship with God made me want that. And if I didn't have him there, I know I would have went back to drinking or doing cocaine, doing other drugs. And just from how I took the breakup the year before, I know that going through all these 3 things in 1 month would have probably driven me to kill myself driving while drunk, or worse, I would have killed someone else drinking and driving. I would have probably overdosed on cocaine or something. I don't know what could have happened if Spencer hadn't planted that seed in me to just look for God. I was feeling very down, and all I could think of was to run to him, run to God. And it brought such like an unbelievable peace in my heart and in my mind that I can't explain what kind of peace it is. Because even though you're sad, you know, my cousin passed away, my coworker, very close coworker who I would spend every day with. Sometimes it was just us two doing a job together for weeks. My mom being pulled away from my family, going through all that, and still being able to just, for some strange reason, be peaceful. You know, he did that. God did that for me, and because of that, I can't take it lightly. He saved my life by using somebody to get to me. My mother had been praying before she left to Mexico and asking me to go to church and get closer to God, and it would go in one ear and out the other. And it took for that prayer for her praying for me, for God to use Spencer to get to me, and saved my life. He saved my life because going through all those things, like I think about it now and I'm like, I don't know how I did it, and the only answer is I didn't do it. It was God who helped me through it. Sometimes he puts you in situations where you're asking for him to get rid of those situations, and instead he gives you the strength to go through them. And so 3 months later, July 7th, I gave my life to God. Got baptized the weekend after that, July 14th. And July 25th, God told me to make this video. July 26th, he pretty much told me straight up that I needed to make this video to share my testimony. It's probably the shortest testimony video out there. I just don't want to get too much into detail of all the things that I was doing wrong, or that I was, doing that I shouldn't be doing, because I know I'll get emotional. But this video is just for everyone out there who's going through the same thing or similar, who's in that dark spot in their lives that you know that's not what you should be doing, that's not where you want to be, and you're really hoping for something to change. I guess my word of advice for you is just to find a way to get closer to God. It doesn't have to be through a church. I know I had a really bad taste in my mouth of what churches were like. Raised Catholic, I felt like it was, every time I go into church, everybody was judging you, and even the preacher was just bashing you for not being a good person. So it never actually hit me. But when I say go to church, or when I say to get closer to God, I'm not saying to go to a church. I'm saying to actually build a relationship with God through the Bible, through worship, through everything you do. Just glorify God through everything you do. And for instance, me right now, I'm using this fitness platform to be able to reach more people and to be able to help out people, not just fitness wise, but actually to help them if they're in need of getting a relationship with God, or strengthening their current relationship with God. I know a lot of people who make these videos have these testimonies where they've been years without drinking and without doing drugs, or all that, or so many years abstinent. But he told me to do it right now. I know I've only had a few months sober, but it's the longest I've ever gone in my life without using drugs or without consuming alcohol. So this is my testimony, and for anyone out there who needs any help, all you have to do is send me a message, or reach out to me any way you can, or reach out to anyone that has a relationship with God. Reach out to them, and I promise you, there's not a perfect timing. I remember that was my excuse for not going to church, for not getting closer to God, was I'm not where I should be right now. But God accepted me when I was an alcoholic, when I was addicted to cocaine, when I was sleeping around with women, when I was just the worst of the worst. And he didn't wait for me to be sober to find me. So don't wait for tomorrow. Do it today. Reach out to someone. And hopefully this video helps someone out there. And that is all I have. Thank you all for listening this far. And I'll see you guys soon.